Hello students, welcome back to MRS math class. Hope you are fine. So we are discussing about fluid dynamics, right? In the last class I discussed about the derivation of Euler's equation of motion, and now I will discuss how we can get Bernoulli equation by the help of Euler's equation of motion, and what are the application of Bernoulli equation, and what are the assumptions we need to derive this equation. Okay, so etc. we will discuss. Okay, so let us recall the Euler's equation of motion, right? That is dp by rho, right, plus g dz plus v dv equal to 0, right? Let us say this is the equation number 1. So this is our Euler's equation of motion, right? Okay, so this is our Euler's equation. Okay, from here we can get Bernoulli equation by integrating this equation. Okay, so let us integrate, that is dp by rho, right, plus g dz, right, plus integration of v dv, right, equal to integration of 0, correct? So we will consider the fluid as incompressible. That means rho will be constant. So integrating this one, we will get 1 by rho into p, correct, plus this is g z, as this is v square by 2, correct, and the integration of 0 is some constant c. Okay, so let us divide this equation by g. Okay, then what we will get, it is p by 0 plus z plus v square by 2g equal to c by g. Again g is gravitational acceleration, so constant over constant, again it will give another constant. So let us take this one as c. Okay, so this equation is Bernoulli's equation. Okay, so this equation is represents Bernoulli equation, and this term is constant. Okay, let us apply this Bernoulli equation in a fluid flow. Okay, in a fluid flow in a conduit. Okay, so let us consider a fluid flow. Okay, over two sections. Okay, let us say this is section 1 and this is section 2. Okay, and here are the flows. Okay, so infinite number of streamline flows are there. These are streamline flows. So in a conduit or in a pipe, so there are infinite number of streamline flows. Okay, so obviously since Bernoulli equation we are getting by considering Euler's equation, so what are the assumptions we have taken for Euler's equation, that also we have to take in case of Bernoulli equation, right? So one by one I am writing. So first one is flow should be steady flow, right? Steady flow, right? And the second one is that should be ideal fluid flow, right? Right? Because we are considering the fluid as incompressible and inviscid. Okay, and the third one, that one is most important, that is irrotational motion. Irrotational fluid flow. Okay, what is this? Why we are taking irrotational fluid flow, and what the problem we will face if we are considering the rotational fluid flow? Let us see. Okay, so let us assume this fluid flow as a rotational fluid flow. That means some angular velocity omega will exist here, right? and the vorticity is not equal to 0, or we can write curl of vector v is not equal to 0, right? What does it mean actually? It means whatever the streamline flows we are considering here, for each streamline flow we will get a different value of constant. Okay, that means when we are considering the flow in a streamline, we are assuming this flow for different C. Okay, that means we cannot apply this Bernoulli equation in a pipe or in a conduit. Okay, that's why to overcome this problem we have to consider the fluid as irrotational fluid flow. So we have considered the fluid flow as steady and it is ideal fluid flow, and the new thing that is we have considered here, the fluid is irrotational fluid flow, right? So assuming these things, we are considering the fluid flow in a conduit or pipe, okay, where rho is the density of the fluid which is constant throughout the pipe flow, and at the section 1 P1 is the pressure and in V1 is velocity, okay, and Z1 is the elevation of section 1 over the datum surface, okay. And similarly in section 2 P2 is the pressure which is acting towards the section, okay. If we write in this direction then it is wrong, okay. So pressure is always towards the section because it is compressible in nature, okay. Similar, V2 is the velocity, okay, and J2 is the elevation of section 2 on the datum surface, okay. So this value P by rho g plus V square by 2g plus Z, this value will be same in section 1 and section 2. So we can write P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 for section 1, which is equal to our P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2, right? So this equation is the Bernoulli equation for ideal fluid flow, okay. Okay students, now we'll consider this each term of this Bernoulli equation and we will discuss, okay. So if the third term if we'll consider, that is Z, okay. So this Z is potential energy per unit weight, okay. So this energy per unit weight sometimes we are writing as head, okay. So this one we can write potential head, okay students. So what is this? The potential energy we know, that is mg, okay, and Z, okay. Z is the elevation or altitude, okay, divided by unit weight, that is mg, okay. So this one it will cancel, so you will get this Z, okay. So this Z is potential energy per unit weight. If we will consider the second point, okay, that is V square by 2g, okay. This is our kinetic energy per unit weight, okay. So this one also we can write as kinetic head, okay. So what is this? So kinetic energy, that is half m v square, right, over unit weight, that is mg, okay. So this one will cancel, then we will get half v square by 2g. Okay. Now we will discuss the important term, that is p by rho g. Okay. Okay. Let us discuss about the first term, that is p by rho g. Okay. So what is this one? Let us consider a passage. Okay. And a cross section A. Okay. And this is displacement is del x. Okay. This displacement is del x. Okay. So the pressure acting here is P. Okay. Now if we want to shift this element to little bit in forward direction, okay, then what we will get? We need the force to maintain the flow. Okay. Force need to maintain the flow. Okay. That is equal to P into A. Okay. Okay. So the force need to maintain the flow is PA. Okay. Now if we'll displace this element by a small displacement, that is del x, then work done by pressure, okay, to maintain the fluid flow will be PA into del x, right? And the weight of this element will be, we'll consider the weight of the element, we will get as rho. Okay. Rho is the density. Okay. Into volume, that is A into del x into gravitational extension, that is G. Okay. So let us divide this work done, that is PA del x, by weight of the element, that is rho A del x G. So what we will get? This del x will cancel, A it will cancel, so we will get P by rho into G. That is our first term. So what you can conclude here, that P by rho G is the work done required to maintain the flow per unit weight, or you can say flow energy, okay, or flow head. So this P by rho G denotes the flow energy or work done required to maintain the flow per unit weight. But sometimes it represents, we can think that P by rho is the pressure per unit weight. It is not pressure per unit weight. It is the work done required to maintain the flow per unit weight. So these three terms we considered, and we saw that three terms represents the form of energy. Okay. So we can say that this Bernoulli equation represents the conservation of energy. Okay. So we discussed the Bernoulli equation for ideal fluid flow, but in real life there is no existence of ideal fluid. So let us assume the fluid as real fluid and let us derive the Bernoulli equation. So if we will consider the real fluid, then there must be some viscosity, right? And because of presence of viscosity there in a flow or in a liquid, there will be intermolecular friction, right? If intermolecular friction will arise, then to overcome that friction, some energy will reduce in a flow. Okay, so let us understand this by taking a passage. Okay, and let us say this is section number 1. Okay, and the flow is going from here to there. Okay, in section 1, at the initial time or at inlet, the section, let us say, that is E1. Okay, and in section 2, let us say the amount of energy is E2. Okay, so obviously to overcome this friction, some energy loss will be there, right? So let us say this energy loss as EL. Okay, this is energy loss to overcome the friction, that is EL. So obviously when you will reach at this section 2, whatever energy will remain, that will be less than E1, right? So E2 is less than E1, right? And if we will consider the conservation of energy, then whatever the energy at the first section, that should be equal to the energy in the second section, right? But in between there is some loss of energy, that is EL. So we can write E1 as E2 plus EL. Okay, so we know that energy per unit weight is head, right? Similarly, we can write energy loss per unit weight as head loss. Okay, this one we can write as head loss. Okay, so what we can conclude, that energy per unit weight at first section, that is E1, by rho g equal to energy per unit weight at section number 2, okay, plus head loss we can write, that is energy loss. Okay, this one also we can write as P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus g z1 equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus g z2, right, plus, okay, so this will be the Bernoulli equation for a real fluid flow. Okay, so we derived the Bernoulli equation for ideal fluid flow and for real fluid flow by the help of Euler's equation of motion, right? Hope you understood up to this. Still, if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. Okay, students.